World T20 champions began their tour on a winning note with a crushing win over Sri Lanka. Hazelwood's spell devastated the hosts after they had got off to a good start.
Oh, they're asking for it. Given. Another one bites the dust.
Warner and Finch then made the chase look easy as the visitors registered a big 10-wicket win with 6 overs to spare.
He's a wonderful player, David Warner, and that's his 22nd half-century.
He's carved it over. That'll skid away. Half-century. That's his 17th.
The Lankan Lions will need to find some answers quickly if they are to keep the series alive. And a warm welcome to the second T20, I beg your pardon, Sri Lanka versus Australia via the R. Premadasa International Stadium. It's a Daras Cup and it is powered by skyx.net and it's a must-win game for Sri Lanka. Right, let's take a look at the Sri Lankan team. They've been put into bat again. It's an unchanged side, Amir, and still a pretty strong batting lineup and a decent bowling lineup as well. But as you said, runs on the board, very important.
Your team has huge potential. All they need to do is get organized. Like you suggested, they have good bowling lineup, able batsmen. It's all about focusing better.
All right, let's take a look at the Australian side. So one change there, Amir. Mitchell Starc pretty unlucky there.
Yeah, he was unlucky, but you don't have to use adjectives or superlatives to explain this side. Very formidable.
Very formidable. The world champions, Jai Richardson, the only change. So that's a look at the two teams. We're almost ready to start. It's time to go across and join our first commentators.
A big performance is required by the home side this evening after being comprehensively beaten yesterday by the world champions. A 10-wicket victory for Australia. Alongside me, former Australian international Brad Haddon. Brad, it was a great performance from your countrymen.
Yeah, HD, good evening, and look at this again. Once again, we've got a beautiful crowd, but it was a polished performance from Australia. I thought they controlled the tempo of the game, but Sri Lanka can take a little bit out of that game as well. They started the game really well in the power play. It was just when they, after that 10th over, when they lost 9 for 28, they just panicked a bit and just went away from a little bit of batsmanship to control those middle overs. But they can take a little bit away from it, but it's a red-hot Australian team at the moment.
No Mitchell Starc tonight. He's injured. He's done a dirty to his finger. He spiked himself in his follow-through yesterday evening. And so we're going to have spin with the new ball. It's going to be the off-spin of Glenn Maxwell. Here we go. And immediately off the mark.
And there's a number of times employed by Aaron Finch. Give Glenn Maxwell the new ball. He's a bit better than part-time Glenn Maxwell. He's one of those players who's got the knack to bowl to his field and pick up a wicket early. So he's got a big job to play here. But that says to me there wasn't much swing in the warm-up because Jai Richardson, if there was any swing, you'd imagine he would have got the first over.
Work to be done in the deep. Too much. First boundary.
First we've seen the outfield look a lot quicker than it did the other night. Dried out. Maxwell just there, stripped it outside the eye line, beat the left to cover, got a good piece of that. They're underway at their first boundary here, Sri Lanka. Shot to start things off.
Goes again. Chance in the deep. Taken. Lovely catch.
We spoke about Glenn Maxwell is one of those players that just has that knack of getting a wicket. And that shot there, probably didn't need to play that shot. He's gone across the line against the spin, both mid-off and mid-on. He could have went down the ground, but just look here. He's gone across the ball, picked out the one man in the deep. Good set of hands out there. Mitchell Marsh. Safe catch in the end. But disappointing start here for Sri Lanka. They're 1 for 5.
Gunatilaka played well yesterday, goes for 4 in early strife, 5 for 1. This time he goes over the offside, but there's a man at third man and out. Another one down. This is high-risk cricket being played here by Sri Lanka.
Yeah, that disappointing dismissal there. You just see he tried to give himself room, as we were speaking about. Lost control of his hands. He's given up his stumps. No real control where that ball was going to go. And once again, a very smart catch in the outfield there by Mitch Marsh. But it's disappointing for the Sri Lankan batters. They're better players than that. They need to stand there, play cricket shots in those first 6 overs. You'll get value for your shots if you're looking to time the ball. In the end, they lose their second wicket, and they're now 2 for 7.
Against the walls, they'll need more shots like this. That's a superb hit. Charita Sri Lanka just going through the line. Jai Richardson giving him the length though. Finally the crowd on their feet.
Right on the slot, Charita Sri Lanka is not going to disappoint. That nice shape previously saw most of the Sri Lankan batsmen out of shape at this time, keeping it really close to the body and going through the line. Brilliant shot.
Yes, that's a good shot. The base was good. Brad Haddon was making a point earlier about not losing your shape, getting a good base and looking to hit through the line. That's just what Sri Lanka did on that occasion. Over the top, no one in the deep. Once again, the length on offer. 6 to Mendes. That's the second of the innings. They'll need a lot more than that, the Sri Lankans, but it's a start.
Again, look at the pause. Not trying to hit too hard, going through the line. Looks like a slow ball by Kane Richardson, right in the arc. And this magnificent just goes to show what Kusal Mendes is capable of. Most of the time, he comes out well, Sri Lanka wins. But when he doesn't, Sri Lanka struggles, especially the batting at number 4.
Lovely hit, good use of the feet, and that's what you need. Surprised Ashton Agar, but he goes through the line, Sri Lanka.
Just wants to finish on that. One batsman goes to be aggressive and the other trying to bat at least a 16th over. But Charita Sri Lanka looks like he's going to be the aggressor. Fighter, and it's no second needed. Beautiful shot, keeping the shape again.
Oh, beautifully bowled. Continuation from yesterday. Agar bowled 3 dot balls to Kusal Mendes as soon as he walked in, and that's what gave Finch the confidence to bring the field in and tighten the screws. Little bit of turn.
It curved in as well. Perfect length. Luckily Kusal Mendes was not letting his back foot dragging off.
Thought 175, 180 is needed. Defend successfully. But as the start's not good, hasn't been as what you would have liked. 160 at least to be in the game. Oh, that's in the gap. Richardson has a lot to do and does it well. Oh dear, he got to it, but couldn't knock it back in. So useful boundary to Sri Lanka.
Didn't time it well. Charita Sri Lanka was going for the full Monty over mid-wicket.
Sri Lanka goes again. Oh, the fieldsman at square leg. That was lucky. Sri Lanka won't complain. That's Marsh. He did slip, but let's see if he didn't. The 50 partnership is up. How close was it to the fieldsman? Let's take a look.
You have to say a stroke of luck for the left-hander, Sri Lanka. Was that the piece of luck Sri Lankan team needed to compete well against the world champions? They are definitely slipping. The weight going onto the heels. That's why couldn't. Oh, nicely done. Just backed away from the leg stump to create that room. Opened the face of the bat at the last moment. Delicate touch and a good result.
The partnership now 55 of 43. Kusal Mendes playing with those. You're talking about the soft skills. Just waiting for the ball to come to him, opening the face of the bat, and in that gap, third man inside the circle. So great presence of mind and no real pace in the ball.
See, this is where Sri Lankan batters, they have to improve upon softer skills. Good running on that occasion to end the over. Halfway through, it's 63 for 2. Going over the head of the bowler is the right option for both these two batters. Missed out. Wicket keeper on that occasion. Batter was beaten comprehensively.
It was a fair bit down the track. Did a drift into the batsman and just kept following. Bounce. High. This should be taken. Should be taken by the captain, I think. Yes. Eventually Maxwell. Well, he gets another one. And the set batsman Charita Sri Lanka. This is a big blow. Huge blow.
Good captaincy. Went on the punt. Needed a wicket. It's been provided. A bit of air given to the ball on that occasion by Maxwell. The ball dripping in the pitch. Hence, outside edge. And Australia gained. Sri Lanka played well for 39. It's 73 for 3.
Last ball of the 13th. Oh, goes leg side, gets the gap. One bounce, 4. Bounced just inside, but a good hit and a welcome boundary for Sri Lanka. The fielder signalling 4, but the umpires would like to have a look. Oh, they're asking for it. I do think it clipped his pad, but it's outside the line of off stump. It was going across his stump. Now, yesterday, I mentioned a first ball duck to Bhanuka Rajapaksa, which really put the skids on the Sri Lankans' innings.
I think the one thing yesterday, it was Josh Hazlewood's bounce. It was just that relentless line and length. He asked a lot of questions at the batsmen, both sides, but he was hitting the splice and a lot higher than the Sri Lankan batters felt on this sort of surface.
Oh, good again. Steve Smith this time. Brilliant in the field. Australia have been more occasions than not. But you were mentioning the fact that make sure you see Hazlewood off, but still you've got to pick him off for 6 or 7.
Yes, you do. You just don't want Josh Hazlewood getting into a situation like he did yesterday where he got 3 wickets in and over. Then all of a sudden you're putting a lot of pressure on your tail. You've got to make sure you get through this over. If he presents a ball in your zone, by all means go after that. But don't try to manufacture something. Just get off strike, rotate the strike, but don't let Josh Hazlewood, he's been brought on to get a wicket.
Oh, he's hit that. Fine leg. Falls just short, but a good effort from Richardson. Bhanuka Rajapaksa sneaks one through. Oh dear, that looks uncomfortable, but he's fallen onto the stumps, I feel. Oh dear, oh dear. A wicket at the wrong time. Kusal Mendis departs.
That's an uncomfortable dismissal here. Good pace. Affected him on the chin on the way through, and his bat unfortunately has come back onto the stumps. It was a good knock though from Mendes, 36 off 36 balls. He came to the crease under pressure, played well, made some really smart cricket shots, and got Sri Lanka in a position where they got the opportunity to launch now in the last 6 overs. But nasty delivery there, Jai Richardson. Unfortunately for Mendes, his bat's gone back onto the stumps.
That's the last thing Sri Lanka needed. Mendes, he's made 36. It's 90 for 4. Goes short, top edge. That's lucky. You need a bit of luck in life. 4 runs to Sri Lanka to end the 15th. 96 for 4.
Out. Oh boy, just not what Sri Lanka wanted. Bhanuka Rajapaksa could have easily cut the boundary of a fine leg, but only found that field, a lone field I should say. Short fine leg. Easy catch. Looks like Josh Hazlewood, a lanky fast bowler, finishing off innings. Sri Lanka losing their 5th at 101. Bhanuka Rajapaksa gone for 13. Yeah, that's beautifully played. It's all about placement. The
Four fielders in the ring, the offside. Short mid-wicket dropping down to mid-wicket and third man coming up. And Ken Richardson just giving a little bit of width, and Dasun Shanaka giving him some room, trying to place it, timed it well. Just what the Sri Lankans needed. Boundary early on.
It's really nicely played. Didn't try and hit it hard. Scrambled seam from Richardson. He held it across seam, but there was enough pace for him to be able to use it. 4. Lucky, but they'll take him.
Wrong foot Matthew Wade as well. That will take however it comes, as long as it comes. Swinging it over extra cover, Vandu Hasaranga. Just look at Matthew Wade's feet. He's going towards next side, Wade is going towards left side, and outside edge. Matthew Wade had no chance. Very lucky.
Not a thick outside edge, but you're right, he's just pushing his weight onto his left-hand side with the ball drifting over that leg stump. He had absolutely no chance. Like a goalkeeper in soccer with a deflected shot. You just stare and watch it go past. A much-needed boundary. That's beautifully struck as well. That's a beautiful shot. Power. Much-needed power.
Margin for error so minimum. This time to bowl a Yorker, missed by at least by 6 inches, probably 8. And Vandu Hasaranga, it gives him some room, trying to go through the offside. Couldn't do it. Batsman trying to go, and then look at that for a timing. Flat hit.
Changed his bat. 2 balls, 2 boundaries. 1 off an edge, 1 off the middle. The captain likes it. They need another to finish the over. There's some smiles coming back. Chance to end it. Hasaranga has to go. Jai Richardson has another.
No shape there. So I'm just hoping that he'll clear the extra cover fielder. David Warner, safe. He's not going to miss out there. Another decent delivery. Back of the length, bottom of the bat, no butts there. Talk about the shape. Replay could see was nowhere. Just hoping that he'll have some bat and fly through. Vandu Hasaranga gone for 12. Sri Lanka 1-2-1 for 6.
Another one gone. This time it's the captain.
Blood battered Dasun Shanaka. Slow ball to start by Ken Richardson. Only finding Aaron Finch at extra cover. It gets worsened for Dasun Shanaka. Bound written all over it. Only managing Aaron Finch. This is disappointing by Sri Lanka, just falling apart. Skipper Dasun Shanaka gone for 14 of 17. Sri Lanka 1-2-1 for 7.
High into the air. Has he got it? I don't think so. Out. Another one. That's 3 and 3 balls.
Team hat-trick for Australia. 2 in this over. In the last ball. It's getting worse and worse for Sri Lanka. 121. 3 wickets down. Dushman Chamira trying to use that long handle. Made some good contact, but just the elevation, not the distance. Ashanega safe as houses. As Sri Lanka lose another one. Dushmantha gone for naught. Sri Lanka 1-2-1 for 8.
High into the night sky. But again, doesn't get enough. And Australia make no mistake. It's 9 down.
Another one by Siddhas. Elevation, not the distance. Just thought for a second that cleared the mid-wicket boundary. Charming Karuratne just covering his off stump, losing the long handle. Jai Richardson, one of those days, whatever he turns into, turns gold. Ashanega, second catch in the over, safe as houses again. Disappointment all over. Sri Lanka loses at 9. 19.4 overs, 121 for 9. Charming Karuratne gone for 0.
We might lap him here. They're running hard. Missed the stumps, so they'll get 2. And those two will conclude the innings. Sri Lanka will finish on 124 for 9. An innings that started poorly, where they were 7 for 2. Just 26 runs scored inside the power play. Then they rebuilt and then stuttered towards the back end again, as Australia were magnificent at the death, led by Richardson and Hazelwood. And they'll fancy their chances to tidy up this series now.
Complete clinical performance in the field by Australia after winning the toss, bowling first. 124 for 9. We're talking about 170, 180. The batting card.
The 2 early wickets, Nissanka and Gunatilaka going down. Then the rebuild from Asalanka and Mendes. And then there was promise, but no big partnerships. Jareth Asalanka top scoring with 39 off 33 balls.
Bowling card for Australia, almost perfect. Everyone chipped in, especially the 2 Richardson and Hazelwood are fantastic. Especially Ken Richardson, 4 for 30. Best figures in his T20 career.
So Australia lead the series 1-0, but they have an opportunity here to finish it up. They can win the series 2-0, but what they need is 125 runs to win when we return. We're off to a break, but don't go too far. When we come back, it'll be the chase.
The R. Premadasa Stadium in all its glory. Beautiful evening in Colombo, but the Sri Lankan scorecard does not reflect the conditions, the atmosphere on offer. 39 to Asalanka, Kusal Mendis 36. That was about it. 125 is what Australia need. You'd have to think Sri Lanka at least once again 30-40 runs short. Not the 180. Saw the ball turn, bounce for Ashton Agar. 155, 160 is a score they would have needed. 164 is the average winning score. Well, the customary huddle where you're trying to motivate each other, trying to forget or try to live on those good moments that have just passed. But this Sri Lankan team, there's not a lot there. They're going to have a lot of luck.
Can I make a suggestion, Russell?
Go on, Amir, go on.
With your pitch report, stop mentioning 175 runs or 80 runs. Just go out there and say 150. If you start saying that, then we might see Sri Lankans getting to 180 or 190.
35 average, back-to-back half centuries. The Australian captain must be feeling a lot better about himself. But I'll tell you what, Amir, my call is spot on. You got to go out there and perform. That's a different aspect to it. But my call, my numbers, I stand by it, and so will David Warner. A strike rate of 141, average 33, 5 half centuries on the trot against Sri Lanka. He's averaging 352, Amir. I know I've got you dizzy with those numbers. So take a breath, come at me.
Well, I was not doubting your call. Assured of their technique, bear that confidence profoundly, which brings a lot of pressure on any bowling attack in the world. Been consistent, both these. Very effective.
It's not going to be easy to beat an Australian team this good. A lot of experience, skill. They've got that arrogance. Arrogance, I say in a good way. That's the confidence you have. You always believe that you can win. You're backing your team. They know what they're doing, the roles. And Lanka have to be on top of their game all the time to compete with this bunch. The confusion was which end was Theekshana going to open the bowling from. And the pressure on the bowlers. have to look for glory balls all the time, and when that happens, can all finish in a hurry.
Well, we saw the ball gripping for Agar. Not only he got the ball to turn, but also jump. That should encourage Tikshana. He bowled really well in the previous outing, and the batsman guessing. Wasn't able to pick up a wicket. Can contribute hugely if he picks up a couple of early wickets. There you go.
Bowled some brilliant deliveries though. This time, Aaron Finch got out on 50 plus yesterday. Straight away, his feet moving better. Judging the delivery a lot more with comfort. And that swing from Tikshana.
Yeah, in the previous outing, Finch was hurrying into the stroke, was lunging forward without determining where the ball is going to land. But here, he's looking to stay inside the line of the delivery. That's why he's been able to middle the ball.
He'll be thinking, I can play this ball. I can play it with the bat, and the result from that thought process is that the foot will not get in the way. The thinking, I need to cover the ball, I'm not sure where it's going, without realizing it. Oh, lovely hit. Boundary. Aaron Finch continuing from where he left off yesterday.
You mentioned arrogance. How about this day? Just backed away from the stumps and wasn't afraid to hit the ball in the air. Picked up that Karim delivery from Tikshana.
Confidence game this. Oh, picked up nicely. Shorthand jab. Plugs in the outfield. But gets there.
Pace and bounce can be friendlier to the batsman as well. If you err in line of length. Oh, really short delivery. Plenty of time for Aaron Finch to rock on the back foot and hit the ball into the gap. Gets his second boundary.
Tamira went for 48 yesterday, off his 4. Fine leg comes into the circle. There's a deep square leg. Deep third man. The 2 outside the circle. 4 more. The good thing about that, no one moved. No one tires. Cracked through the offside.
He's regaining confidence, Aaron Finch. Just staying still, not moving a lot in that crease, just waited on that delivery. Stood tall and punched the ball into the gap.
First ball he faces. And how about that? That's a huge one. He just picks it up, David Warner.
My word. Flagrant disregard for the pace. Can be deflating for a paceman. Have a look at that stroke. Wasn't a bad delivery. Just accessed the ball early and decided the ball is going to go.
Inside out. Very good batting. All the way she goes. 1 bounce for 4. Oh, got him. Got him. Hasaranga strikes. Hasaranga gets his man. Gunatilaka manages to hang on, backpedaling for a moment.
They're tramping the batsman, working for Hasaranga on that occasion. Wasn't a lot of room for Aaron Finch to free his arms. And a relief for the Sri Lankans. Is it? What are the umpires checking?
Finch went straight to the umpires. Was he outside the circle? He was backpedaling, but when the ball was delivered, where was he? I'm just thinking that's the conversation. Dharmasena, having the more experienced umpire, having a chat. Few questions to be answered. We are speculating at this stage. Is that a no ball? Does it touch? Does it touch? Yes, the back leg cannot touch that return crease, and on this occasion it does. First landing is what the umpire will be looking at, and in that instance it is a fair delivery. Point of first impact is what the umpire will be referring to. So Hasaranga just holds his balance and gets his wicket.
Oh, he's been given out. Yeah, first blood drawn. Bench walking back after contributing 24. It's 33 for 1.
Hasaranga, in every delivery, that back leg gets so close to that return crease. Now, let me mention the rule once again. Oh, gets it away. Smart hit. Roll of the wrist at the last moment to get it finer and beat that fielder. Boundary to Warner.
He bats fearlessly. Wasn't a bad delivery. Accessing the ball early, getting into good position. He knew where to hit the ball.
That's a freebie. Warner knows where the field is. Having a closer look. See those wrists coming into play.
Well, it was almost Yorker length. To be able to hit the ball in the air was incredible. Really went down on that occasion, Warner, to be able to hit the ball in the air.
And you could also see, that's a good shot, that's 4. You could also see the approach. They're not going to let Hasaranga bowl at them. They're just trying to convey a very strong message to Hasaranga that they're going to be after him. They're just going to take him on.
Yeah, the Australians realise that Hasaranga and Dikshana are the big players. So with no runs on the board, that Australia made a decision to attack them. And they've got to get wickets. It's the only way they're going to win the game, is they've got to be thinking about wickets all the time.
Over mid-on, that's another boundary. Mitch Marsh opening his big shoulders. 50s up in the 5th over.
That's out.
Yep, that's what he was planning. That delivery had the loop. There was certainly some overspin. He dipped on the batsman much slower in the low 80s. And Hasaranga has his man. He gets his 2nd wicket.
That's good reward there for Hasaranga. Like a wrong, and I'm not sure Mitchell Marsh picked that ball. And that ball nice and full on his back leg, halfway up middle stump. And Hasaranga, excitement there for him and this Sri Lankan crowd. And Mitch Marsh is on his way. And Australia are 2 for 53.
Runs behind square leg. 4 of them. Steve Smith, he's on his way. A quick flick, strong wrist.
Yeah, that's a beautiful start there by Steve Smith. That ball's not too bad a ball, just angled into his hip, but we know how fast hands Steve Smith does have. Just angled a little bit in leg stump. We know he gets a long way across, but that's beautifully timed by Steve Smith. And as we spoke about, lost that tag of the anchor. We're going to see a lot more aggressive approach to Steve Smith's 2020 batting, which is how he started his career. He started his career as a really aggressive middle order player for New South Wales.
How close is that? That's out. Nuan Tushara strikes. Steve Smith has referred it. But this is a big one.
TV umpire to director. We have a review for ABW. The on-field decision is out. I've checked the front foot. It's a fair delivery. Give me front on spin vision, please. Front on spin vision coming on. Okay, there's a pass close to the bat. Please give me Aldridge to check whether there is any bat involved. Aldridge coming up. Roll it past the bat onto the pad. Okay, it's a flat line when the ball passes the bat. Confirm no bat involved. Ball tracking when it's ready, please. Okay. Stand by, guys, waiting for ball tracking. Okay, ball tracking coming up. Orientation is out. Pitching in line, impact in line. Wickets hitting. Give me the on-field umpire. Kumar, you can stay with your original decision. I will let you know when you're on screen. You're on screen now. You can make a signal. Thank you.
It's a huge scalp, no doubt. It's a very big scalp. Sri Lanka have come back strongly with 2 quick wickets. And Steve Smith has to go. Referred it, but confirmed that it was in the direction of the stumps. Out for 5. Australia 58 for 3. Hunts through extra cover. That's a very good looking shot. Spoils the over with a boundary of the last ball. 63 for 3. Chamira. Short and wide. That wasn't the delivery they were thinking of. Oh, this could be trouble. This is trouble. It is trouble. This is Warner. Sri Lanka hadn't dismissed Warner at all, and one away for Warner to end his innings. Run out, and a terrible mix-up. And another Australian wicket is down.
You could just feel something was about to happen. The Sri Lankans had picked their fielding up the previous over. A couple of wickets, all of a sudden they could feel momentum coming back in their favour. And this here, another slow ball, which I'm not quite sure why he's doing, but look here, just a mix-up. David Warner wanted it. Glenn Maxwell ball watching. In the end, there was a really smart bit of fielding by the Sri Lankans, and momentum all of a sudden coming back in their favour. Australia now 4 for 64.
Well, David Warner has to take that long walk back. Run out for 21. 64 for 4 Australia. Oh, he's taken it and gone all the way for 6. He's taken the challenge, tossed up on the leg stump, and he's dispatched it over mid-wicket. That's a good one.
It's a great shot there by Marcus Stoinis. Headed strong base. Had to time the ball over mid-on. Got enough to go for 6. I would actually like to see mid-on back and mid-off up. Try to get him to hit over the top of mid-off, and that brings his wrong and into play. Attack Marcus Stoinis' stumps, make him go inside out.
Yeah, it's important that Sri Lanka starts thinking.
Out. Big wicket. He's whacked it in, Chamira. And he's done it for pace. He's rushed Marcus Stoinis.
Well, Chamira went for plenty in his first over. He's redeeming himself. Picked up the wicket at the right time. Sri Lanka, well and truly, back in the game. Couldn't place the ball away from the fieldsman on that occasion. That's why he has to walk back after scoring 9. It's 80 for 5.
Oh, has he given it away? Has he given it away? He has. Maxwell has given it away. And a glimmer reappears for Sri Lanka.
The intention was just to chip the ball into the gap. but he timed it so well, it carried to the fieldsman. Once again, this wicket has tipped the scales. And a very well judged catch. Sri Lanka back in the game through this man in the picture, Hasaranga. 19 of 19 Maxwell got. It's 99 for 6.
Those statistics don't necessarily tell you the ability of the man in picture, Ashton Agar. He can bat. He has been at the top of the order for Australia before in T20 internationals, but just as the game started to slip away from Sri Lanka, so Hasaranga comes to the fold with a little googly.
He's disappointed. Oh, they are happy. They know they are back in the game. Another quick wicket. They'll be way ahead of Australia in this game. Animated crowd now.
Got him! First ball! Well, you need a big player in these situations, and this little man is a big, big player for Sri Lanka. He's got 4, one into Hasaranga.
Perfect delivery from a leg spinner to a left-handed batsman. Tempting the left-hander to play the ball through extra cover with the open face. And hence the gap. What a wicket. Cleaned him up. And look at those reactions. They know they have a huge chance of leveraging the series. Hasaranga again picks up his 3rd wicket. Beg your pardon, 4th. Came and went. Score remains at 99, but the wickets 7.
Googly, not where Maxwell wanted to hit it, and then this was an absolute beauty. First ball to Ashton Agar, just looking to hit it down the ground. So we're on a hat-trick. Oh, that is so close. That has shaved the off stump. Shaved the off stump, and a wonderful spell of bowling comes to an end. Australia 99 for 7. The googly. It just didn't turn enough. It's nearly, so nearly hit that off stump. They would have brought the house down here if that had clattered into off stump. He is their main man, but he is done. 4 for 33 in his 4 overs.
Wow, what a session so far. 99 for 7 after 12 overs. Anidhu Hasaranga, the previous over, all know how good he could be on his day. Started off, the Australians going after him, and since then it's been Sri Lanka. Brilliant fielding, brilliant batting. Crowds up on their feet, enjoying it. 2016 of 48. Going to be a great ending. Started well by Australia, and then brilliant fight back, especially that man on the screen, Anidhu Hasaranga, picked up 4 wickets, finished his quota as well. That's going to be the challenge for Sri Lanka. Dushmantha Chamira and Anidhu Hasaranga, 2 strike bowlers. As the finish up, Roshan Abesingha.
Yeah, one more look at that hat-trick ball. Just a touch wide. He was late on that. He was late on that. Anidhu Hasaranga knows. He knows. It was just so close. Just a few centimeters towards that off stump. Right, now you see some definite spring in the step. Look at Anidhu Hasaranga's reaction. He's just seen that on the giant screen. And Matthew Wade, he's going to be the key here. He is definitely going to be the key here. Right, Wade on strike. Pass mid off. That will release the pressure. That's the boundary he was after. He was after that. He needed that. He needed to release it. Yeah, they know it. Hands on head, they definitely know it. Wade. No chance to Bhanuka Rajapaksa there.
Inexperience showing of Tuan Tushar. Slower ball right in his arc. I think we'd have seen everything. He's been in the system for a long time. He knows what to expect. Dishing out a half volley way outside the off stump with the mid-off is up. It's not the way forward, young man. This is where the country needs you.
3 balls to go in the over. More runs here on the leg stump. They want 2. They're coming for 2. The throw is to the bowler's end. Oh, they managed to make it. They needed an accurate one. They needed a throw over the stumps. If possible, a direct hit. That's how desperate Sri Lanka are. Another look. Look at the running.
I think Charita Salanga went to the right hand. Jai Richardson. It's a quick, slow return from the first run. A better throw would have had Jai Richardson trouble. Saying that, it's good running. Very good running. Intentional shown by the experienced batter, Matthew Wade.
7 runs in the over. That's controlled. Off the ball, bowling into the pitch. Australia looking to get closer. For 7, they're just 9 runs.
Tense everywhere. Dasun Shanagara, so far he has handled his troops very well. He did the right thing by getting his main bowlers to finish up and try to pick up wickets. Now he just has to be smart how he uses his rest of the overs.
Last ball of the over. On the pads. Only a single. Big over. 116 for 7.
Nine required. 24 balls remaining, and Dasun Shanaka forced to go to Nuwan Tushar, and the pressure relief. Pace on the ball once again. I was of the thought process that maybe Danushka Gunatilaka, a part-timer, yes, taking the pace off the ball. Why are you nervy, Brad?
It's good. There's good reason for that, Rush. I'll tell you what, though, has happened. Once Sri Lanka have got a sniff in this game, everything's changed. Their body language changed in the field. Even the way they've captains, a lot more energies about that. And they've started to do all the little things well and put Australia under pressure.
It's all about hope. So that should give the message to the Sri Lankan team that they can perform better.
Well, I think where all they need to look at is the way they're batting. I think their expectations, their decision-making with their batting has been poor. They're trying to score 180. They get 150 on the board with the bowling attack they have in these conditions. They're going to be competitive, feel well, create the pressure there. But that comes off the back of making better decisions when they bat.
You've got to think on your feet. That's what you're getting at. Because you go to a certain game, suddenly you think it's going to move around, so let's try and get to a particular target before the game starts. But the moment you start, no, this pitch is different. No, we can do this. Or this is going to happen. That assessment, that message has to be conveyed to the team very, very quickly. And probably on this pitch, yes, it surprised us, the turn and the grip that we are seeing. But straight away, the message should have gone in. Maybe 145, 150 is what we need to get at. Oh, Nick, that's going to run away. At least a 2, so that'll tie the game up, but it goes all the way. Australia celebrate. That's a 3-wicket win, but the nerves were on show, but they'd had enough in the tank to get themselves over the line.
There's a few nervy moments there for Australia, but the one shining light there is Matthew Wade coming in number 7. He does handle the pressure well. He reads the game really well. And when everything was happening around him, there's a lot of carnage. He stayed controlled. He got 26 of 26 balls, controlled the tempo of the game. And in the end, Australia have got away with a lot harder result than they thought, and a 3-wicket win. But well done to Sri Lanka to get back into this series.
Create some belief and confidence. The big crowd that came in needed a contest, and they got it. They'll go away happy, even though Sri Lanka have lost the game or lost the series. But it's all about what's put out there, and you don't want the game to be one-sided. That's the last thing anyone would want, but Australia pushed.
Australia were pushed. They have won this 2020 series, but there is a one-day series after this. And I think the one thing Sri Lanka have found, they've found the blueprint on how to beat Australia. They've got to have high energy in the field. That they do have some really big trump cards in their mystery spinners, but if they can find a way to get, whether it's 150 to 160 in this form of the game or 230 to 250 in the one-day form of the game, they can be right in that one-day series.
27-run partnership then to seal the victory for Australia. Started in a hurry, the two openers. 24 to Finch. Warner ran out for 21. That's what changed the game. Hasaranga, Tushara picked up a wicket. Hasaranga again picking up 4 in the innings to bring Sri Lanka back in, to give them some hope. 126 for 7 with 13 deliveries to spare. Australia get home.
Have a look at that bowling card there. The big name that stands out is Hasaranga. The way he bowled under pressure got Sri Lanka right back into the game. He got 4 for 33. Had to bowl on the power play, had to bowl the tough overs. Australia went after him. They attacked him straight away. But tonight, just opened a few little wounds there for Australia. He was expensive with his economy rate. That's where he had to bowl. But he was all class tonight.
Asked to bat first, Sri Lanka. 124 for 9 was never going to be enough, but they made a match of it. Australia getting enough contributions. Matthew Wade holding his nerve. Hasaranga's 4 for 33 was just not enough. Needed a few more runs from the batsman. Australia, their 3-wicket win gives them an unbeatable 2-0 lead in the 3-match series.